the truth. So that's what we do.
Yeah. And no one ever said metaphysical was exempt from hot messes, like
Yeah,
hot
no
messes.
one says it. No one says it, but everybody everybody goes to, and when I'm using the word everybody loosely, people go to the secret or manifestation or creating a vision board and getting all that you want. And if you're spiritual, you'll have it all. And, all that stuff. And yeah, it's a
Yeah.
myth.
That in and of itself is a bit of a mess. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Anyways, that's another topic.
So look, our
Possibly.
producer is keeping in the theme of being late. We're way onto another topic, but he would like us to know that it's 11 degrees in Ohio. I see him pulling out his tiny violin right now. You knew what you got when we all know what we get when we move to these parts of the world. It really, I mean, this is because I was not a desert girl. And I railed against it for a minute, but what are you going to do?
I told you when I lived in Albuquerque, I really did like it. I liked the weather in Albuquerque. It was like, but it was like really vain reasons, it was about my hair.
I get it.
Perfect hair in Always. It was awesome.
And that's another thing we like to talk about is priorities.
Exactly.
Girls gotta have priorities. Wow,
Absolutely.
snowing too.
Yeah, I remember that as well. I remember snow.
Not in Queensland, right?
Not in Queensland. Got to go a bit further south for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about embracing and releasing, because it seems to be what we humans like to do, and we're kind of seasonal about it. Even when you look at like all the celebrations of the solstice and all that, it's like now's the time to embrace this, that, and the other thing, and to release this and release that.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to sort of look at, what it is that we consciously embrace and what it is that we consciously release, and to look at where that applies to the times in which we're living, which earlier, I think in some ways we described it as a hot mess. And yet that is how it appears on the surface, that's for sure, a hot mess. And yet there is a place for hot mess because it's a part of the human condition, and therefore there is a metaphysical component to that. So yeah. So the one thing we didn't say is please remember to subscribe to New Thought Media on YouTube in particular. Like the video because it does something with all the like algorithm stuff, and also if you catch it on any other social media, like it, drop us a line. We love to hear from you.
So true. All right. I just want to say today I am drinking a smoothie.
Oh, nice.
I thought I'd shake it up in 2026. So starting with a smoothie, I went in the kitchen and made, it's actually like peanut butter and greens and stuff. So
sounds healthy.
Great.
Sounds really healthy.
There we go. I'm embracing 2026. Nice. And then what is your flavor on the drink?
It is Citra Amarillo. I don't. The camera's here. Sorry, Citra Amarillo. Yeah, but it doesn't taste like that. It has a very bitter, like it's kind of bitter, but I like bitter. So I definitely like bitter in the morning. I don't know. It feels like
but it's one of your non-alcoholic drinks, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it bills itself as non-alcoholic.
Well, it is. It is. It's called functional non-alcohol. So it says it is mindfully crafted with adaptogens and nootropics. So that's just another way of saying herbs and other like supplements like um, L-theanine, which really just helps relax the nervous system, and lemon balm, which is supposed to do the same. And yeah, I enjoy them. I noticed I sleep better since I've been having them regularly.
No,
Yeah.
I was asking because the non-alcoholic ones that I was telling you about and that I sent to
Mhm.
you,
Mm.
they I think if it's not that company, it's another, but like it bills itself as like non-alcoholic mojito or whatever. So I just wondered like if they taste, if they're trying to taste like the other alcoholic.
It depends on like the focus, right? So I want it functional. I don't actually like the taste of alcohol, is what I realized. Like I just realized I really don't like the taste of alcohol. So um, I like the function of alcohol. I like how it feels. And so for me, it wasn't about the taste, but there are some companies that build themselves as like non-alcoholic, where the focus isn't on like the nootropics or the functional, but on the taste component for people who crave the taste of it. I sort of go after the nervous system
Gotcha.
function part. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So if you're out there listening to our show for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And as Natasha said, please feel free to talk to us, chat with us, drop us a line. And right now we're going to go move into our card pull of the week.
Yes, let's
Dun,
see.
dun, dun.
Name the deck that you're using, Robyn. What's the deck?
It's called the Power Deck, the Cards of Wisdom by Lynn V. Anderson,
Okay.
best-selling author of Medicine Woman and the Woman of Word, WYRRD, Wired, Woman of WYRRD. So I'm going to shuffle the deck,
Okay.
and you're going to stop me.
Yeah, you can stop.
All right, I'm going to go with the one that is facing me in the backwards way. And this card is trust. You see it? Trust. And it says, in love, there must be trust. Without trust, there is no love. Jealousy is an illness of the mind and heart. Trust lives in the lodge of your innocence. The Heyoka is a warrior of the Native American tradition who goes into battle backward on his horse with a broken lance, knowing that the Great Spirit will protect him. It is the kind of trust that you need. The imbalanced aspects of patriarchal history reside like stone carvings within each of us. Welcome the new aspects of feminine power in your being, even though they may seem foreign. Trust in the ways of power and the creative, I think it's creative spirit. No. And the creative spirit. Know that you are made of power and live with the trust in your heart. That's it.
That's it. Can you just quickly reread that part, just a little part about the way patriarchy is set up, like in our consciousness or in our heart? What is it? What did that say again?
The imbalanced aspects of patriarchal history reside like stone carvings within each of us.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome new aspects of feminine power in your being, even though they may seem foreign.
Yeah.
So what do you got? What are you thinking?
No, I guess the reason I was asking to like hear that part is because, because of my line of work, I've been sort of sitting with people like on the emotional level of what's happening in the United States in particular, and so much of the sort of the I'm purposely not like working around like trying to support people to reframe what we're looking at or what we're seeing or what we're experiencing. What I have been doing, and I think that's the part of me that is definitely anthropologist, that is saying like what we're seeing in the world. What we're seeing is what happens when patriarchal power, which is power over, power we use over others as opposed to power with others, like we are seeing that imbalance come to its teleological end. And so when I listen, like when I'm, trying to listen to the wisdom of this particular card, it's like redirecting us towards balance, right? It's redirecting us towards remembering that we literally are these like little individuated like beings of light, quite literally, right? We are power. And when our power is connected collectively, like really magical things happen, things that seem like miracles. And I think because of everything that's happening in the world, I think people are thinking more collectively than ever before. And just watching that is actually quite powerful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I love that, and I think also just the card. So if you just joined us, the card we pulled this week is trust, and it for me, I mean, not even going by what it said, but just the word alone is sort of where I feel we have to be because what can we do, on some level in the midst of it all? Because if you try to understand everything that's happening in the world, and pick anything, it doesn't have to be, here. There's plenty of things going on other places, and it's just it's trusting that there is a divine order to it all, and really knowing at the end of the day that it's love seeking to emerge, and that can be challenging.
Yeah, it is challenging.
Yeah,
it is challenging. And I feel like I have a really sticky relationship with trust, right? As a girl, a human who's been socialized as a woman and a girl. I really think I realize like there was this expectation that the way I engage in trust is through blind trust. And as I mature, you know, I'm learning and experiencing more of what it looks like to trust with discernment, and for there to be earned trust. And I think there's something about the spiritual tools that we use in New Thought that that when we're really practicing them, there's an earned trust that also happens there. it's like, I think the reason I gravitated even to New Thought is because I I think I was done with blind trust. I was like I needed evidence. I was like I need to like feel like know that like in my bones that I am not just closing my eyes and praying to this invisible man in the sky waiting for something to happen in my life, but really using the tools. I think there's this beautiful trust that also becomes like an earned trust because you start to have evidence of of this divine order that it's when you're practicing, it's hard to deny you're a part of, in all the most beautiful ways and also in the ways that bring up things that are a hot mess. Um, but we look at that, you know, through the lens of like the shadow or through, you know, I mean, we just, yeah, anyways, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Trust.
no, I think it's such a, I mean, trust is such kind of, it's such a charged word in so
Mm,
many ways, you know, and I think it has all different levels of trust that go along with us. As you're speaking, I was thinking we should really just do a show on trust because you're talking about the the trust in the larger power, more or
yeah.
less, you know,
Yeah.
which is different than the trust in your partner in a relationship. Yes, hot mess is a very metaphysical term. Thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's if you know what it means, it's a term. If you've ever had a hot mess in your life, it's a term.
Man, if you've ever walked your spiritual path consciously, you've been a hot mess. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's just, yeah.
very true. So, um, but yeah, there's so many different levels of trust, right? And yeah, and I mean, and the interesting thing is that in reality, it's what we do. We come into the world trusting on some level,
Mm,
you know.
hmm.
I mean, because we can't do anything, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it continues. It's just that our human existence tells us that no, if you want things to be for sure, for certain, you got to do this, this, and this. But it's still not for certain, you know.
Mm,
We're still
yeah.
just trusting that I don't know that our jobs are going to be able to pay us on the paycheck on Friday, you know, or whatever. You know, we've all had those situations that are, wait a minute, it wasn't supposed to be like this. You know, that's
Mm,
not what we were told. So
mm.
trust is an interesting one. So
Yeah.
yeah, without going
Yes.
any deeper, trust is the card, and so whatever that means for you this week, trust. Think about trust. Take it into your life. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And just before we go, because I know we're gonna take our break. I don't you know, as I sit with it and I said like my relationship with trust it has a sticky history. Um, at the center of healing my relationship with with trust, it was really always about learning what it means to actually trust myself, to trust that like the divine literally sits at the center of my actual being. And so there is a place to actually rest my ability to trust myself. And it's like one of the greatest gifts when we learn to abide in that trust within us. So yeah, that's my 2 cents without going more into like the history of my hot messness around trust. So
Yeah, there. I mean, there's just there's so much to it. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna put it on pause, but it may come back up when we're talking about releasing and embracing because you gotta trust. So, I say we put it on pause until we come back at least, and we take a little break and listen to these wonderful words from our sponsors, and come right back here to New Thought Media Network. Thanks.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you. New Thought Media Network proudly presents the Science of Mind Saturday Conversations. Learn more about the Science of Mind philosophy, faith, and way of life. Join our team of experts for a weekly deep dive discussion. Come study the science of mind, chapter by chapter, and resources from the Science of Mind archives. Plan to join us every Saturday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, only on the New Thought Media Network.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, welcome back to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. I'm Robyn.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
And that's Dr. Natasha. She can't hear.
Oh, okay. I can hear now. It wasn't me. It was me.
Okay. It was her. You got all blurry. What happened?
Am I blurry now?
A little bit. You should. Well,
I'm doing.
Okay.
That might just be the internet connection. I don't know. This stuff, it has to go into outer space and then beam back down. And, it's just.
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah. There's a lot happening there.
Okay. So we are back. And this is Girls Behaving Metaphysically. We're glad you're here. And we are talking today about embracing and releasing and embracing. And the topic came up for me just because it seems like that's what we do at the beginning of the year. Like people like to think they're going to let go of things they don't want in their life and, claim new things, set new intentions. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really set any intentions this year, really. I just started like leaning into where my heart pulls me, and I started it before the new year, because I feel like waiting for New Year has been like a setup. Yeah. What about you?
I didn't really do anything either. I mean, I think like on our other show, we set a theme for the year,
Mm,
and the theme is "It's already done."
mm.
So that keeps showing up in my life,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's a great go-to to really remember. You
Yeah.
know,
I love
no
that.
matter what the situation, that it's already done. So,
Mm.
like living into that is kind of my goal. I think I have certain goals. Like taking care of certain things and being more organized, and trying not to overcommit.
Mm.
Try is a lie, but I'm not a big trier, so I'm kind of hesitant to say that that's a commitment because because
Hey,
I
use the Yoda quote.
huh
You know the Yoda quote about trying?
yeah, what is it what is it?
There's no try, there's only do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, so it's the same as try is a lie. I used to when I was working with kids, or when we work with kids now, they'd be like, "I'm gonna try." I'd be like, "Okay," and I'd drop a pencil or a piece of paper. I'd be like, "Try to pick it up," and they'd be like, and I'm like, "You're not trying. You're pretending. That's pretending. Try. You can't try. Either you pick it up or you don't. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. For
So,
sure.
but I'm aware of it. I mean, I'm aware of it, and I think I've been doing the artist way again for like I don't know what time in my life, third, fourth, fifth time. And what I'm really noticing is like I think the thing is I'm really looking at reclaiming joy,
Mm.
and
Mm.
and because I was thinking about how everybody goes, when you're in a relationship, they're like, oh, it's not that romance isn't going to last forever. It's not, the magic's not going to be there forever. It's going to change. It's going to shift. Okay. And of course it is. And like when Gil asked me to marry him, I was like, okay, but look, first of all, I go, I do not believe that a relationship has to change. I'm like, so if you can be, as wonderful as you are now, romantic and fun and surprising and all that forever, I don't want to do. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And so in order to stay in that pattern, it's like, yeah, you really have to prioritize your life, and really, just be curious and I don't know, like in that childlike wonder. So examining all of those things, I think that's my this year thing. Does that make sense?
Your this year thing is what?
I mean, those are the things I'm looking at.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not pulling them down right now. They're just. I mean, that's just the things that are coming up for me.
Yeah.
That I'm aware of.
How
about you?
Yeah, I feel like I really this year for me, like I said, I didn't set any specific intentions. I just asked myself, what do I want to live more into? Right. And I said I would use as a very loose guide the 99 beautiful names of Allah as just as a gentle guide. And originally I was like, oh, I'm going to sort of every day really, like read about this particular attribute of the divine and see what it's like to live into it. And like what I'm finding out is like I'm still on the first attribute because I'm enjoying it so much, right? So I've just so for me it's like, how do I have a little bit more looseness with it? And so just living into the first one has been so I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. So so rich, beautiful, gratifying. For instance, let me just grab this. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna grab this. And let me just get and you maybe get a sense of why I'm kind of stuck on one, right? Which is Yaraman, which just means endless love. It's the infinite, unconditional reality of love. This is the name said to be inscribed on the heart of God. In other words, God's essence necessarily includes this quality of love. Ar-Rahman might be imagined as the inner self of the divine, an infinite container that is incredibly compassionate, kind, and tender. It is the sun of loving compassion that is endlessly shining. Ar-Rahman includes all the other divine aspects. It is the source of all. It is the gate that opens unto all of the divine's qualities and an inner secret of each one. So the root meaning of this word, Rahman, comes from the word Ram, which means womb, like womb, WOMB. And it says, in human beings, this quality is naturally felt in relation to pregnancy. God provides human beings a womb to be born into and through which to have the realization of the love that is the very foundation of all that exists. And so it's, it goes on to say that just invocating, right, this endless love, this infinite unconditional love, is a healing remedy for all who feel disconnected from the divine or just feel disconnected. Yeah. And so anyways, I've just been on this one. I haven't moved since I started it because it just feels so lovely to live, like to really live into it. Like, how do I live into it when I get ready for my day? This radical, unconditional love that is like a verb, that is a power. Yeah, what does it look like to make choices about everything from that?
What does it look like to really embrace it?
Yeah. And live it, live it, like be it, live it. It's just beautiful. So I've just like softened. And so I'm just like, I'm not going to be trying to do this like every day. I'm going to I'm going to stay for as long as I need to. It might take me 2 years to get through this or 3, and that's okay.
Well, it's funny you say that because that's exactly the way my friend Linda and I are doing the artist way. It's like we have been on, I mean, I don't know how many weeks ago we started. In theory, we should be on week 6. And yesterday she discovered somehow she didn't do week 3. So we went back to week 3, but we've stayed in the weeks like more than a week. And it's interesting because it's for me and the artist way, since it's something I've done and people have done for years. It's not so much about the questions or the things they're asking, like they have one like, find your critic kind of thing. And they're asking those kind of questions you kind of delve into when you start spiritual studies, and things that are holding you back. And it's not those questions. I mean, we keep finding different nuances, and it's more of like the writing. And as you said, the living into whatever that is for the week. really being with it. So I think that's really valuable, like good information about, we don't we're living in this illusion that things have to be a certain way and we have to do it a certain way, and we don't.
Mm.
We get to do it our own way.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the 99 qualities of Allah takes you 99 years, that's okay.
Absolutely. Because I sure plan on being here that long, let me tell you. And if I'm going to be here that long, what a beautiful way to spend that century. Well, I'm a half a century this year, which is in and of itself. But it's just so freeing in some ways. I feel like I don't know. When you turn 50, did you feel more free? I just feel like this is my year of freedom. Knock on wood. I just feel like I don't care. Like, it's not, I'm sorry, not I don't care. I care a lot. Let me put that. What I don't care about is trying to be interpretable to people, right? That's the stuff I don't care. If I want to wear a caftan to work, I'm going to wear like I'm doing now. I'm wearing a Japanese caftan to work because that's what I want to do, right? If I want to straighten my hair, I'm going to straighten my hair. If I want to braid it, I'm going to braid it. If I want to put on makeup, I'll put on makeup. If I want to wear lipstick, I'm going to wear lipstick. If I want to read a book, I'm going to read a book. If I don't want to watch the news, I'm not going to watch the news. It's just, I feel, this freedom that is interesting, as I work more and more with my clients, and what I'm noticing is just how unfree so many of them feel.
Yeah.
And I get it. I don't know. I feel like I just went on a rant there because I just, but you know what, before I forget, I know you were talking about when you got married to Gil, and you were like, look, if if you're going to stop being romantic or whatever, we might as well not even do this thing. Every single marriage I've had, okay, right? I don't know. Am I lucky in love or unlucky in love? I don't know, right? But I've tried it a couple times, right? I've tried marriage. And the last two ones, I was very specific about my need for freedom and like love. I even like in my last one, I was like, we read a poem by Maya Angelou that was about love as a liberating force. It didn't work. Single. So there we go.
Oh. Well, I do want to comment. I don't think you've seen, because you're not on social media anymore, have you heard about the We Do Not Care Club?
No.
All right. So is this woman, I can't remember her, I think Melanie Sanders is her name. And she's just was on like all these shows, Drew Barrymore show and this show and that show. And she started this thing called We Do Not Care Club for people in menopause and perimenopause. She's like, and so every day she does this little video with like, we do not care if we stay in our pajamas all day and then shower and put on a clean pair of pajamas. We do not care. I mean, and she goes.
Yeah, I love it. It's like a manifesto.
Yeah. But every day, and then all these people, I mean, like she'll have like 11,000 comments on her thing, of people saying, we do not care, and like new things, But that's what you're reminding me of when you were doing your rant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So to answer the question that you asked was, did I feel like that? And I don't really remember, because since I was, I don't even know, I really young, like before I turned 21, I started not telling people my age, because it didn't matter. If I said my age, they'd go, you're too young to know about this. And I was like,
Mm.
or if I, or they'd be like, yeah, really? You should do this if you're that age, like, and everybody wanted to give me advice. Plus I was acting at the time. So every time I had to go into a room, I had to lie or, because you're going up for a part where you're 18 and then you're going up for a part where you're 25. And so, so I was just like, I'm not telling anybody my age. And so because of that, I don't have all those landmark things because it's really, I opened this fortune cookie, I swear to God, when I was a kid, and it said like age is just a matter of mind, not of years. And so I was like, okay. And I kind of took it on,
Yeah.
So, but yes, I definitely feel the difference in when it mattered and when and it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's that's go ahead.
I think I am a little bit on a crusade. I need to check this out. I know I'm not on social media, but I need to check this manifesto out because I'm definitely like on this crusade of like some switch has flipped, right? Like in that now, like I am on the planet a half a century, right? There's nothing else to prove, right? There's nothing else to prove. It's done. It's already done. So that's a whole nother take on it's already done. But yeah. The only thing I did ask my best friend. I did say, look, Sharon, my best friend. I said, if I ever come and say, oh, I've met someone and I've fallen in love, just don't let me get married again. Like, just don't,
But you'll know this time. You'll know, it'll be different because you're different.
Yeah, I am. And
you're different and you have kids and it's a different priority and all of that. And
yeah, I don't know. Jason Momoa could knock on my door right now doing the haka, and I just be like, "Can you go home? Can you go home? I want to get back in my pajamas."
I don't know. You might invite him in and tell him you're staying in your pajamas.
Probably not.
All right. Well, I just want to welcome Lionel, who says, "Very powerful, uplifting journey. Gotta keep your head up." Thank you, Lionel. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, it's the journey is an interesting journey, and I think as we go into this time of releasing and embracing, I think it's really important to just we probably could have talked about each one of those qualities all on its own, but like. To really get clear on what you're releasing and letting go of in your life, right? What doesn't serve you, what you don't want anymore, yeah. And like defining on some level, not that you have to harp on them, but like defining those things for you that didn't work in a marriage, and just knowing you don't have to do it that way. And confident that the next person that's in your life, if there's a next person, is going to understand and honor you completely and know who you are.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me be positive, right? Because this is the positive channel, so we're gonna be positive. Yeah, I hear you, sister. Release and let go. I hear you, sister. Yeah. But you know what? You and Gil are really inspirational in that way, in the sense of like, I can see in your relationship and I'm not like at all an insider, but I just mean like what I can see and what I know of, and being around the two of you. Well, actually, I never actually got to be around Gil, but I got to be around you. He was in New Mexico. But just over the years, like there is not a possessiveness in there is a dexterity where there is like this space to discover, to unfold, to evolve, right?
Yeah, but I don't know that it was always that way.
Okay.
I mean, I think we've grown together. I mean,
Yeah.
not that it's not that it was bad, but yeah, there was a time where I was the one that was always like, if he'd look at somebody, I'd be like, do you want to be with her? You want to be with her? I mean, I was like totally, that woman.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
whatever.
I was that woman, and this might be part of my problem. Well, it's not a problem. Like if I saw my partner looking at another woman, I was like, yeah, should we go get her number? Right. So like,
yeah. And part of it was probably too like ages and stages, right? I mean, it's you're in different stages.
yeah. Yeah, but I've always been that's been one consistent thing about me that hasn't changed.
Well, except that nowadays you'd probably be like, oh no, I can't juggle two.
No, it's not even about juggling too. Right now, I just want cats.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. But never I don't know. I just didn't have that whatever that thing is I don't know.
But yeah, I didn't have it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's complicated. But yeah, it wasn't that it was like horrible. I just mean like it's a different the spaciousness now comes with 20 it's going to be 24 years this year of marriage.
Wow.
And really I mean, believe me, we've both done our work.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
And continue to do our work.
I look at my parents who have been married. So my dad, the man I call my dad, he's been my dad since I was 2 or 3, I think 3. And he and my mom have been married almost 50 years. I find that like crazy. But what I have witnessed, is like how they're like these really they're just such good friends at this stage in their life. Like it's sickening sometimes to watch how sweet they are, but they're just the cutest. They're just the cutest two people to watch together. And I don't know, it does make me think about what trust means. And over those long years when you've been married to people for a really long time, how trust is established, how it gets eroded, how it gets rebuilt, right? All these things. Now I feel like I'm off topic, Robyn.
Yeah, well, it's okay because we're out of time. So
okay, there we go.
We're allowed to go off topic when we're out of time because then it's intriguing and people go, ooh, maybe they'll talk about that next. So yeah, I mean, but there's a lot. I mean, so the topic was releasing and embracing, and that's a packed subject, but this is the time. And so,
yeah,
whatever needs to be let go of, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And, as you let go, I think if you embrace more love, self-love, all things are possible. As Lionel said, got to keep your head up.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Well, I'm keeping my head up.
Good.
And I am ready to say sayonara. I got to go to work.
to a real job. All right. Well,
but it's always good to be here, and it's always good to see you. Yeah.
And it's always good to keep the trust. So that's the challenge of the
week. And it's always good to see Michael.
It is always good to see Michael.
Yes, his handsome face.
Our fabulous producer, Michael Mangus, in the snow in Ohio, freezing in his bunker.
Yes. He should come on and just say hello to everybody for a moment. Show his handsome face. We love you.
Oh, you do? Oh, listen. It is cold in the concrete bunker. Let me tell you something. We do not have the heat on here. And yes, it is very cold. Yeah, 11 degrees.
11 degrees and snowing.
And that's not even including wind chill. If you include the wind chill factor, it's at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is Celsius, but
it's all cold. It's all.
Well, no, this is probably one of the funniest shows on New Thought Media Network.
Really?
You know, I mean, because I never know what the two of you are going to talk about. Never.
No.
But we didn't have potty mouth today, so.
Darn.
No potty mouth. But I'm realizing in retrospect, I literally said, I think what's wrong with my marriages have been that I never was jealous. I was always like, I caught my partner looking at someone, or not caught, but saw, you know, I literally just said on air, I was like, should we get her phone number?
And now you've literally brought it back.
See, I don't care. I'm living in the age of I don't care.
All right, ladies, I think it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It is. I have to go.
All right,
okay.
Everybody, take care.
See you next week here on Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Have a great week.